Let's see here.
Speaking of traumatizing things, there's another trailer that released.
Okay, so the plot of Cats, guys.
I was like, where are we going with this?
T.S. Eliot wrote poems for his godchildren about cats in the 1930s. Andrew Lloyd Webber did a lot of cocaine, read those poems, and was like, okay, I'm going to adapt them into a musical. The producer was like, okay, so we can use this as an allegory for sadness and depression. We'll have a cast of 5. And Andrew Lloyd Webber is like, no. Give me like a week. I'll come back with a story. So he leaves. He and about a dozen people do more cocaine.
It was popular.
And say,
The same place it came from, really.
I want 24 cast members all dressed up as cats. I've got 18 songs, and the plot is one cat gets to go to cat heaven on a UFO every year, and that's it. That's the plot. So don't tell me I'm not cultured, because I don't like cats. That shit is bananas, and that trailer is frightening.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I saw the trailer, and I guess I didn't have any expectations, really, because I've never
I didn't
seen
even know it was a
the
thing.
musical. I knew that they were making it. I didn't realize it was coming out so soon. And I've never seen the musical, so I didn't have much of a frame of reference. And I thought it looked fine. Like, there's a few characters specifically that I think look silly.
Rebel Wilson? Yeah.
Rebel Wilson looks weird. I want to say that James Corden looks weird.
He looks like the Cat in the Hat.
Jennifer Hudson looks really weird.
I don't agree there. I thought those were the only two that I thought looked weird or bad. I thought everybody else looked fine. Like, people are like making they're specifically picking on like what Ian McKellen looked like. It looks like him with fur on his face. Like, what did you think they were going to look like?
So my biggest problem is like the cat bodies, because like
the boobs?
Yeah, boobs are gone, but then they have like really human butts with a tail coming out.
Rebel Wilson still has a giant pair of cans for some reason.
They tried to flatten them out, it looks like.
Well, because the main woman is a ballerina, so she has a fairly like
ballerina shape still.
Right.
I mean, ballerinas are not known to be curvy, of course, but they're still, feminine and wear very tight clothing, and that's what she did on set. Like, this show has been going on for 3 decades now. It's been all over the world. It's made $2 billion on Broadway. The costumes were fine. These people can do these numbers.
Andy in The Office looked better in his cat's costume than this show looks.
I think we're past the time where you can just record a musical and call it a movie. I don't think people want to see that anymore.
Well, one, that's the only way that I'm going to get to see certain musicals. Like, that was the only way I got to see Newsies.
It would be great if they use something like Fathom Events to stream the actual musicals, right? That would
make
be
a lot less money with that, though.
I mean, maybe, but maybe not, because
they have star power in this that they couldn't have if they were.
That's not, I don't mean instead of this.
Okay.
I'm saying that I think that people would watch that, but when a movie is pitched and it's a movie and it's not the actual musical cast, I think there's a different set of expectations.
Okay, so remove all the sculpting from the Dark Crystal. We're just looking at the costuming that people sewed. Why couldn't they have taken that level of costuming and practical effects and used it? And
probably budget.
They were.
The Dark Crystal TV show has a better budget.
No,
but you're getting rid of the CGI instead, which Tom Hooper said he threw millions into because it was a new kind of CGI technology. So I
not
just,
a good kind.
I just don't know. Like, these people have been performing this play for 30 years now and doing just fine in the costumes. And here, it's not even live, so you can take the stuff off.
Maybe it's the cast. I don't know. Maybe when you cast more big name actors, they're not professional musical people. They're not professional dancers and things like that.
I don't know.
I'm just spitballing.
So I did ask my girlfriend about this, what she thought too, because she's more familiar with musicals than I am. She did say she hasn't seen this since she was 5.
Okay.
But she said that she had something nagging at her, so she looked it up. She said Grisabella, which is Jennifer Hudson's character, is supposed to be a homeless and scruffy outcast. But in this trailer, she was wearing jewels and furs for some reason. So that was bothering her.
See, that's an inconsistency I would not have been aware of.
I wasn't either, but that's an interesting. That's
Grisabella is supposed to look really disgusting. She's supposed to be overweight and unkempt and completely discarded.
That's a pretty huge change.
And then the big song Memory, the only song that people tend to remember from this musical. It's like
I had no idea it was from Cats until I watched this trailer.
That song has grown larger than this musical, and she sings it twice, once at the end of the first act, once at the end of the second act, and she, spoilers, convinces the rest of the cats to send her up to cat heaven. So
they murder her.
No, she gets to ride a UFO. Sometimes it's an actual UFO in the play. Sometimes it's a giant ass tire. Sometimes
maybe it's like that
she gets to
cow
climb
game.
stairs.
Remember the cow jumping phone game where you'd go all the way up to the alien?
Yeah, there you go.
But okay.
Yeah.
This sounds like it's going to be a weirder movie than it.
Okay, so
or more unbelievable anyway.
What else we got?